Whoa, this escalated very quickly, and it's very obvious that Donald Trump didn't like the response of the Nigerian government. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs responded, also the President responded, and going by how they responded, the tone of their response, you can say they weren't confrontational. Tinubu even went as far as begging Donald Trump to help him to fight insecurity in Nigeria. So before we see Tinubu's response, let's see the threat by Donald Trump and the order to the Pentagon and the Secretary of War to prepare for a possible invasion of Nigeria if the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians. Trump, posting on his verified Truth Social handle, said, if the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria and may very well go into the now disgraced country, guns are blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities. I am hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for a possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians. Warning, the Nigerian government better move fast. Now, let's see Tinubu's response yesterday when Trump made the first post. He said, Nigeria stands firmly as a democracy governed by constitutional guarantees of religious liberty. Since 2023, our administration has maintained an open and active engagement with Christian and Muslim leaders alike and continues to address security challenges which affect citizens across faiths and regions. The characterization of Nigeria as religiously intolerant does not reflect our national reality, nor does it take into consideration the consistent and sincere efforts of the government to safeguard freedom of religion and beliefs for all Nigerians. Religious freedom and tolerance have been a core tenet of our collective identity and shall always remain so. Nigeria opposes religious persecution and does not encourage it. Nigeria is a country with constitutional guarantees to protect citizens of all faiths. Our administration is committed to working with the United States government and the international community to deepen understanding and cooperation on protection of communities of all faiths. Nigerians know the truth. Never mind what Tinubu said in that response. There are many cases in Nigeria where people, unarmed farmers who were busy minding their business and were attacked by terrorists or bandits, whatever you want to call them, and they defended themselves. When the police arrives, it is the people that defended themselves that are charged to court. And in most cases, these people are Christians because the invading terrorists are mostly Muslims. That's the reality. So how does it work? No one is allowed to defend himself. There are many cases in the Middle Belt where the police or the army move in and disarm vigilantes. These are vigilantes formed by the communities to protect these communities since there aren't enough soldiers or police or other security agents to protect these communities. But they move in and disarm them, thereby exposing the people to attacks. And if there is no resistance, these people just move into the communities without any resistance and start to commit all their atrocities. So these are the issues. Why do they always disarm the communities? At least if they are being fair to everyone, they should be able to allow some sort of collaboration with the local vigilantes and the security agents so that they can be able to protect these communities. But in many cases, like already said, they move in to disarm them. So what is their intention for disarming these people? Don't they want them to protect themselves? Don't they want them to fight back? It has never made any sense. They cannot protect the communities. They won't also allow them to protect themselves. How can this be happening in Nigeria? And they say they are being fair to everyone. Every life must matter. It shouldn't even be about Christians or Muslims or any other faith. It should be about the life of Nigerians. We are talking about people losing their lives on a daily for no reason. So everybody must do what they should to make sure this stops. It must stop. They should stop the favoritism. They should stop giving unnecessary excuses. Like they started out by telling Nigerians that these are farmers and herders clash. How can it be a farmer-herder clash when it is only the herders that are armed to the teeth? They are seriously armed with automatic rifles and the farmers are not armed. The local vigilantes they formed to protect their communities, the police and the authorities move in to disarm all of them, thereby giving the terrorists or herders or bandits, whatever you want to call them, the advantage to invade the communities without any resistance. So this should stop. This is why some of the US representatives and lawmakers that are fighting for the Nigerian Christians are saying that the buck must stop at Tinubu's table. Yes, he is responsible for the security of Nigerians. He should do the job. It's not a matter of occupying a position and refusing to do the job. You must do that job or you give way for others to do the job. Now to the conspiracies. Let's address them one by one. There are many accidental, in quotes, people that didn't even support Nigeria in the past, but today, because their own person or party is in power, they've accidentally become patriots. They are trying to convince Nigerians that the United States never does anything for free, even Western powers, that once they start caring about you out of the blue, that they have an ulterior motive. Let's take this one by one. At this point, Nigerians, especially people that are suffering in the middle belt, people that are suffering ethnic cleansing, they are trying to wipe them off the map. They want to take their lands and move them away. These people will take anything at this moment. They didn't remember to warn their leaders to stop the massacre, to stop the insecurity, to stop the terrorism spreading in the middle belt. They didn't remind them to do anything about it. At this point, even if truly the United States Army is going to invade Nigeria, the people at the front lines will openly embrace them with their arms. Yes, because Nigerian government cannot help them. This has been going on for the past decade, even more than that. Nigerian government that is responsible for protecting every citizen has refused to do their jobs. So anyone that will stop the killing, they will openly accept them so that they can live in peace. This is what many don't understand. If you are facing an existential crisis, that's you are facing a matter of life and death, and someone from anywhere wants to come and help you, after your neighbors that are supposed to help you have refused to help you, you will be left with no other choice than to accept anyone to help you. It is a matter of life and death, and it is Nigerian government that will be blamed for that in the future, because they refused to do their jobs. That was why a foreign country now came to help the people. This is very simple. Anyone that has any opportunity to live for another day will openly grab it, instead of dying for no reason. Another narrative they are spreading is that the United States wants our natural resources. One is, does Nigeria have more natural resources than the United States? Absolutely not. Even in terms of oil production, United States is #1 today, even more than Saudi Arabia in oil production. So what do you have here that the United States wants to take? And as a matter of fact, the oil resources and other natural resources that we have now, who are enjoying them? Are you the ones enjoying them? It is the political elites that are enjoying them. If you are enjoying it, why is there so much suffering in the land today? Another one is they tell you, they want to invade us. Look at what they did in Libya. Nigeria will start fighting a civil war and all that. Are we not already at war in Nigeria? How many people, thousands, if not up to 1 million in Nigeria, are living in IDP camps? How can that be? There is no country that is not at war that has so many people living in IDP camps, and the government has refused to return them to their homes. Many of them have lived in IDP camps for many years. So IDP camps have become their home. So this is the reality. We are already at war. Terrorists invade communities, sack the entire communities, kidnapping people en masse, and you say we are not at war. It's a shame that the Nigerian military cannot defeat these people. What if a sovereign country invades Nigeria? What are they going to do? So Nigeria will just fall within days. It's so shameful that one of the most powerful military in Africa cannot defeat these people. What were they doing all these years? They didn't protect Nigerian northern border because they were doing favoritism, that their brothers live in Niger. So that was why they left the borders open. And these people had no resistance and invaded our country, now living in our country. All the major forests in Niger State, in Borno State, Sambisa, many of them, these are their camps. It's so shameful that Nigerian military cannot do their jobs. Even after all the massive security votes that they collected from the government, yes, take the money and do the job. That's all Nigerians are asking for. But the problem is they take the money and still do not deliver. Yes, even if it's expensive, even if they are supposed to do the job with just 100 billion naira and they end up taking 500 billion naira, Nigerians simply don't care. Do the job. But they still can't do the job despite all the corruption, despite all the billions of dollars the APC administration have spent on buying military equipment. Still no results. Still Nigerians have to deal with security challenges. Still Nigerians have to deal with kidnapping en masse. People travel on the road, they are kidnapped en masse. They spend days inside forests. They start calling their family members and friends and associates to contribute money for their ransom payment. And Nigerian government does nothing. Instead, they are busy politicking around, dancing around as if there is nothing happening in Nigeria, that everywhere is peaceful. Instead of delivering governance to Nigerians, they are busy dancing around. So whatever happens at the end of the day, even if the United States ends up setting up a military base in Nigeria, it should be blamed on the Nigerian government. The people that are the front lines that are facing existential threat to their lives, how else do you want them to exist without help? Since the Nigerian government disarmed their vigilantes, what other option do you think is available for them?